r/ask Reddit. Dear Reddit, what is your all-time most embarrassing moment? Was on an airplane years ago with my girlfriend and her parents. My girlfriend couldn't get a seat next to me and sat directly behind me. During the flight I thought I would surprise her and reached me hand back onto her knee. Slowly I kept extending up her thigh until I heard giggling. Looked behind through the seats and saw that my hand was on the leg of the guy next to her. He saw my face and said, "I just wanted to see how far you'd go." Of course my girlfriend was in on it and started laughing along with the rest of the row. Was so embarrassed. This takes the cake for me. This was my favorite too. But at least the context wasn't lost on the audience. It's much less embarrassing when you don't have to explain yourself. Singing assignments were out. One was the guy I had begged to cancel it. That guy is a ducking legend, terrible person. I was at an NFL game and something I had ate earlier had just wrecked my stomach and left me with horrible gas. Like the kind which clears a room, it is so bad. I was walking up the stairs to my seat mid-game and really had to let one rip. Right then the crowd cheered and I thought the moment was right. What I didn't realize is that my ass was at the same level as a woman sitting in her seat on the aisle and I literally farted right in her ear. I looked back at her as she looked at me with shock and disgust. I quickly turned away and climbed the stairs as fast as I could and blended into the crowd. I still think about her time to time. And how horrible that must have truly been for her and just cringe at what an idiot I was. Edit. Never thought my life's most cringe-worthy moment that I had planned to take to my grave would blow up like this 10 years after it occurred. I'm glad so many of you have found enjoyment in my extreme shame. Edit 2. Thank you so much for the gold. Blended into the crowd. Assassin's Creed edit. Thanks for the gold shits and disappears into the crowd. Haha, I'm picturing the dude turning grayscale as he walks into a group of people. I had a great day at a water park outdoor pool and towards the afternoon a woman came up to me and whispered in my ear that I have a problem with my swimsuit. I reached behind and noticed a huge gap. The fabric was torn right in the middle and you could see my white, untanned ass crack. I was running around like this all day and no one said anything. It could have torn later in the day. That's the hope anyway. That's true, but I suspected a specific moment where it happened. On the water slide. It's interesting how my mind went wild after I found out. On the other hand, I was still kind of happy because I would have paid for the day ticket for nothing if I left after a short time. Recently went on a vacation with some friends plus a mutual friend who I don't know that well. Him and I took the pull-out couches, and his was right next to the bathroom. Later one night, when we were all walking around away from our hotel, I got the stomach rumbles. Then the nausea hit. I have never felt so sick in my life. It felt like someone was grabbing my insides and twisting them. The second we got back to our hotel, I made a beeline for the bathroom. Through that paper-thin wall. This guy I barely knew heard me shit pure liquid out of my ass, complete with loud, wet farts, cry, and vomit in a trash can in front of me. I spent the rest of the night shivering in bed and making runs to the bathroom. I hit the "been married for a decade" barrier with them in a single night. Food poisoning is a beach. Achievement unlocked for shitting and vomiting at the same time though. So you got that going for you. The dreaded double dragon. Bro, she sounds like a dong. Honestly, who cares if someone trips? Sure, it was in possibly the most public and embarrassing way possible, but even then it's just a funny thing that happens. 90% of the friends I made is from me doing something embarrassing and being able to laugh at it. The amount of times I have been misled into thinking someone was trying to high-five me and then going in for it. I've wanted to die every time. Edit. Thanks for my first gold. Do you live in Pisa? In 1941 Berlin actually. I was a senior in high school and my room was the upstairs with a closed staircase going down to the living room. Cape Cod style house. Anyway, brought my girlfriend home after school cause no one's home and we do what teenagers do. She had this thing about doggy style and me shooting all over her back, and got very vocal when she could feel that time coming. She started screaming, "Come on my back. I want to feel your hot cum on my back." Okay, cool, happy to oblige. We finish and she requests a drink. Okay, cool, throw on my sweatpants and head down the steps and turn into the living room and, not cool, My father and grandmother are sitting on the couch at the base of the steps drinking coffee. No way in hell they didn't hear that. They heard her. Oh god. My grandmother heard my girlfriend begging for my cum. I'm literally turning red just writing this. We didn't acknowledge it though. Just a quick hi as I passed by to get a drink and damn near ran back upstairs. Edit. Minor text fixes. I aim to be the sort of grandma that just gives my grandson granddaughter one of those all-knowing nods of mutual respect when they make someone scream their faces off. I'll just be like, I remember when I was young. You know, one time I was getting some of the old DP plowing in the backyard and the UPS man came around the back to drop a package off. He dropped his package off all right, as well as the paperwork for that whole disorderly conduct thing. Oh yes, I used to be quite the little skank when I was your age. Good times. Then I'll just stare into the distance knitting a sweater. I want to do the old Dark Brotherhood bit where you give them a dildo and a note saying I know. I was on a date and we decided to go to sushi, one of those decently affordable but kinda sketchy ones. I was really craving Korean short ribs cause that shit is the best. Lo and behold, the sushi restaurant had it on the menu. Fantastic. I ate it. It was delicious. But on the bus ride home my tummy started to feel a little rumbly. No big deal. We would be home in 20. Well, over the course of that bus ride it turned into a grave situation. Water at the floodgates kind of thing. But I was off the bus now and we started our 5-minute walk home. I made it about 40 steps. It all started pouring out. Date was next to me, who was aware of my rumbly tum-tums. And I just said, oh no, it's happening. The only thing that saved me was there was an area off the side where it was dark and no one would see me. I hid until my date got back with a pair of pants. I left the shit pants behind. I'm really sorry to whoever found that. I made him swear on his mom's grave that he would never tell anyone. We broke up, and to this day I still wonder if he kept his promise. TL. Doctor, never eat anything other than Japanese food at a sushi restaurant. You will shit your pants. Edit. Damn, this really blew up and I can't brag to anyone unless I reveal my secrets. You're not alone. I was once at a baby shower with, hindsight, questionable potluck. Halfway through said shower I beelined it to the bathroom to empty my stomach. Repeatedly. I was in no condition to drive myself home. But I didn't want to take anyone away from the party. So I decided to call this guy I had just started dating. Like only a week or two since we met, and I was texting him begging for a ride home. We're approximately 90% of the way there when suddenly my body decides that up isn't the only way out. I was crying because I was sure he would break up with me over the event and tearfully told him, oh my god, I am so sorry, I think I just shit myself. To his credit, he tried to cover the look of horror and stammered it's fine. He also helped me get up the flights of stairs to my apartment and helped me settle down in the bathroom with amenities. I will probably never live it down. Especially since I just read him your story and he cracked up saying, you said the same thing to me once. Or, this is weirdly adorable, and also gross. The night I turned 21, I was in Vegas with my mother, older sister and her husband. I turned 21 technically a few minutes prior. And because we had just gotten out of a show, we walked inside the nearest bar to the theater, which happened to be a loud, packed, jungle-themed bar called Kahunaville. My family walks up to the bartender, points to me and proudly proclaims that it is my 21st birthday, expecting some kind of special treatment. The bartender visibly rolls his eyes and takes our drink orders without saying anything else. We were so turned off, but figured we could at least celebrate my first legal drink and then go somewhere else more welcoming. After a few minutes, everyone has their drinks except for me. The bartender stands up on top of the bar top and has a microphone. He gets the attention of the crowded bar. Excuse me, I'd like to let everyone know that at this young lady's, points at me, 21st birthday, the whole bar erupts. Super embarrassing. Or so I thought, until the bartender takes a seat on the bar top, with his 2 feet resting on top of 2 bar stools, and his legs spread, facing me. He turns around and pulls out a huge drink in a large hurricane glass, complete with a long banana sticking out of the top of it. Needless to say, there was no straw. Still sitting on top of the bar with his legs spread, he places this erect drink between his legs, and in front of the packed bar, he invites me to take a drink with no hands. Now, I'm a great sport, and the bar is cheering me on. But my mother is 2 feet away from me. I looked at my sister who shrugged and gave me the "we're in Vegas" look. So I took a deep breath and went to town on the banana with my hands behind my back. All while the bartender gives his besto face to the crowd, but mostly to my mother. We left the bar, and how relieved I was hearing my mom say, "That was awesome. Kudos to that bartender for pretending to be a dong, only to put on a great show, ha 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 ha." TL. Doctor, I was finally able to say, "Look ma, no hands." I've come to learn to stop being embarrassed in front of my parents about this kind of stuff. She probably did this too back when she was your age. I definitely get your point. I'm just not convinced my mom gave banana head to a bartender in front of a crowd and her own mother, lol. I hit face first into a streetlight lamppost because I was staring, while walking, at a beautiful girl walking towards the direction where I am coming from. It was in front of the main gate of our university. Hundreds of students saw it. My friends laughed hard as hell. I did this on a crowded street, not from staring, but because I couldn't stop flapping my gums and wasn't paying attention. My friend was threatening to get her little cousin to tickle him, and she lunged at him. He turned to run and ran smack into a pole. She was laughing so hard that when she turned around to walk away, she ran face first into another pole. I think I almost peed myself laughing at both. Luckily I didn't run into a pole, lol. This was during my sophomore year in math class. I sat between 2 gentlemen. I was really congested that day and thus pretty tired at the same time. I was resting my head in my hand and hunched over my math book when I felt a sneeze coming. I went to lean back but apparently didn't move quick enough when the force of this sneeze sent my face hurling into my desk. My head smacked the desk so hard that I bounced back up like a basketball. At that point I was just dizzy and like a dart. Meanwhile, the 2 guys next to me just completely lose their shit. The one on the right is howling with laughter. The one on the left has his face in his hands and is snorting. The teacher looked at us so confused and all I could say was, "I sneezed." Edit. Wow. This is the first time I have ever had a comment receive actual attention before. Sorry to rest of you who also banged their heads on desks. And thanks for the silver, kind strangers. Never thought trying to head dunk your desk would be this amusing. Good job, OP. I wasn't there when it happened, but I had like residual embarrassment because I sent my wife a naked pic of me and she opened her phone screen to show something to her family and, oh, I have a message from my honey. What could this be? Oh god. She must have been mortified, using the word honey out loud. What next? Honey bunny hubby bubbly? I don't know if it was more cringe-worthy than embarrassing, but thinking back I definitely grimace. I was in kindergarten and was playing in the sandbox at recess one day with my friend. We were making a sandcastle but didn't have any sand that was wet enough to form a solid structure. I had been holding my pee for a while, and being 5 years old I didn't want to stop playing. So I let it out while I was sitting and promptly let my friend know that I had magically found some wet sand that we could build with. And no one was the wiser. We built a damn good castle. Sorry, Matthew. Edit. My first ever silver. Thanks, kind Redditor. And for a post that I probably should have used a throwaway for. LOL, the logic behind this is killing me and the fact that all of the other kids completely accepted it. Oh, here's that pile of wet sand. I knew it was around here somewhere. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.